After a chaotic 48 hours, the nearly 50 Venezuelan migrants flown to Martha's Vineyard by Florida's governor are back on the road, being moved to a military base off the island.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Martha's Vineyard deporting all 50 illegal aliens within 24 to 48 hours. And really, it was about 24 hours. I did my video covering the story on September the 15th. By September the 16th, they were on the boat going to Cape Cod. Seriously. Now, this is the same community that says things like this, and I put it on the screen before you. Here's a sign from the island of Martha's Vineyard, right? Where all the rich, powerful people vacation and play. I'll talk about that a little bit more. You see the sign, though. We respect women. We value Black lives. We stand with our LGBTQ community members. We stand with immigrants, with refugees, with indigenous peoples, and with people of all faith. We stand with our community. All are welcome here. Hate has no business here. However, let me come back so you can see me clearly. However, within 24 hours, all these migrants, indigenous people, immigrants were off that island, out of there. Funny how that works. You could say something like that when you don't have to deal with it, but then when it's right in front of your face and you got to deal with it, all of a sudden it's different. You activate 125 National Guard, you deport them to a military base. That's kind of how that works. And before I go any further into it, let's roll a couple of clips. I'll watch these clips with you guys so you can kind of see what's going on. And of course, the links for these will be in the description box as always. But let's roll the first one here.
Tonight, another trip for these migrants who have traveled so far already. But this destination brings them more certainty and stability. We're talking about the Joint Base Cape Cod.
Sky Eye was over the ferry as the boat carrying the migrants departed Martha's Vineyard for that new shelter.
Look, put them on the boat. It's like, look, man, get them out of here. Put them on the boat, send them back. Let them go over there.
On Cape Cod, from one beautiful setting there to another.
And we've learned tonight that it costs $615,000 to send those two planes to the Vineyard. Thank you for joining us. I'm David Wade.
And I'm Lisa Hughes. Now, the state.
It's funny how liberals become financial conservative people when it comes to things that they don't agree with. It's funny how that works. Any other time, they don't care. They could spend all your money on nothing. They could spend your money. They could spend all your taxpayer money on charcuterie boards at $5,000 a pop. But then when it comes to things that they don't like, they want to get down to the nitty gritty and reveal the numbers. It's funny how that works.
The state of Massachusetts is stepping in, mobilizing the National Guard to help give the migrants the shelter and the aid they need. WBZ's Beth Germano is on Cape Cod tonight to show us exactly who's pitching in to help.
As the bus carrying nearly 50 migrants rounded the rotary toward Joint Base Cape Cod, it was another step in a harrowing journey these new arrivals from Venezuela were making.
I would say this is a safe community that is putting its resources and volunteers together to really solve a situation that there was no notice of.
A situation that began Wednesday when the migrants suddenly...
Here's a question, though. If there was notice, what were you going to do if there was a notice? If there was a notice, like if you were asked a question, hey, do you want to take 50 illegal aliens into Martha's Vineyard? Would you say yes? I don't think you would. If there was notice, you would try to figure out ways to avoid it. The same way you're trying to avoid the responsibility right now by shipping them away.
Arrived on Martha's Vineyard, sent by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Many saying they were tricked about where they were headed with promises of housing and jobs. It was an emotional farewell on the island, where for the last 2 days, Martha's Vineyard gave them shelter and support. The migrants, including young children, boarded the buses to a ferry where on board to the Cape, they soaked in the sunshine and the uncertainty they still face, but where many resources awaited them.
They have an ability for health services. They are rounding up literally clothing, bedding, tents, everything that people could possibly need.
We have black bean stew, we have rice, plantains.
Boston restaurant owner and Venezuelan native Katiuska Valiente says the migrants immediately need a taste of home for comfort, which she delivered to the base this morning.
It's very sad for me. It's very sad for me because, you know, it's my people here. So
how about this, though? How about this? How about we have all the Venezuelan refugees or migrants, financial migrants, economic migrants, whatever you want to call them. How about we have all of them go from southern border to right there in Cape Cod, and y'all take care of them? How about that? Rather than the border states and the border towns being inundated with these people with no nice restaurant ladies to help out. How about that? Since y'all got all the resources and you want to help your people, now that you're in America, you're an American, but Venezuelan descent, help your people up there in Cape Cod. That makes sense to me.
We don't know what's happening.
And at an East Falmouth church, the pastor will be mobilizing volunteers, even just to provide a sense of community.
I trust that this is the beginning of a new life for them.
Is that a female priest? I'm kind of confused. Do women wear collars? I don't know what's going on anymore. It's 2022. Things are different.
And they're getting a taste of hope here. And I think that will carry them through.
Governor Baker is mobilizing 125 members of the National Guard to help the effort. The migrants will also have access to legal assistance and virtual court hearings. For how long is unclear.
Okie dokie. So that's one clip. Now I got another one. I got a few. I might put some of them in the box. It might be a little bit repetitive. And I'm going to show another. I'm going to show something that NBC News posted after we get done watching this NBC News clip. And that'll kind of put it into perspective. That'll kind of round it on back.
Latest twist in that battle brewing over President Biden's immigration policies. Today, dozens of migrants who were flown to Martha's Vineyard by Florida's Republican governor were on the move again. Emily Ikeda has the latest.
After a chaotic 48 hours, the nearly 50...
Why do they keep saying chaotic? And look, they're having a good old time, smiles and hugs and laughs. Where's the chaos? Where's the trouble? Where's the problem? The problem is that these people don't really want to have illegal aliens on Martha's Vineyard. And one thing I want to say before I continue that I have forgotten to mention so far is that what I said in the previous video about the Obamas and whatnot living there may not be 100% true. Yes, they have estates there that they purchased, so they own property there, but they may not live there full time. They may live there part time. They may vacation there or play there. So my point is that a lot of these properties, these big multi-million dollar properties with sprawling estates, tens of thousands of square footage, they lay empty. So if you have 50 people, I'm sure that they can all fit in the Obama estate. I'm sure that the Obamas have plenty of resources to be able to take care of them, and they probably speak Spanish and whatnot too. I know Obama does. He speaks many languages. That's a different story, being from Indonesia and all, but I digress. They could take care of these people there with all the empty property, because aren't they doing that in Los Angeles where they say if there's a hotel that has any kind of vacancy, we got to house homeless people? But Martha's Vineyard, they have all these empty, sprawling estates with all kind of resources and amenities, but you can't house them there. Funny how that works. Let's continue.
Chaotic 48 hours, the nearly 50 Venezuelan migrants flown to Martha's Vineyard by Florida's governor are back on the road, being moved to a military base off the island. But not before tearful goodbyes to the volunteers who rushed to help.
Here we go, the tearful goodbye. Like, I played a video from a different, I think it might have been a local news. Here's national news, and they got some of the same talking points. Okay, remember to say Republican governor, tearful goodbyes, all this and that. Remember to say those things, because you got to brainwash the American people and brainwash the whole world. Really, if anybody's watching this around the world, they got to believe the same thing.
Help when they unexpectedly touched down Wednesday. I'm thankful for the support.
I heard paradise and chicken. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Pollo, ain't that chicken? Y'all, if you speak Spanish, let me know what he's saying in the comments, because I think this translation I'm about to say is not necessarily accurate.
For the good people here, they've given us phones, food, shelter, 23-year-old Rafael says, telling us he crossed through 7 countries to flee violence in Venezuela. It's really difficult. I'm scared to return to my country, he added. The migrants were given the choice to go to the military base, according to Massachusetts governor. He says the base is better equipped for safe, temporary accommodation. Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis sent the migrants to the wealthy, largely Democratic enclave, joining a growing list of Republican governors protesting President Biden's immigration policies, which they say have sparked the record 2 million illegal border crossings this year. DeSantis argues it's unfair to southern states that don't have the resources to handle it.
That's right.
This is a massive policy failure by the president This is a massive and intentional policy that is causing huge amount of damage all across the country.
But Democrats are blasting the move as inhumane and a political stunt, calling for a federal investigation because many of the migrants say they did not know they were being sent here.
It doesn't really matter where they're being sent in America. Their whole purpose was to come to America. They don't really know exactly the location. They don't have, it's like, well, I like to go to Washington, D.C. on U Street and K Street and give me this exact place. Nah, they're trying to get to America. They're trying to cross the border and get here. So wherever they land, they may have family, friends, or whatever. They're trying to get to America. How is it inhumane to send them to a beautiful place like Martha's Vineyard? They didn't send them to right there in the ghetto in Los Angeles or San Francisco. That'd be inhumane for anybody to be there, illegal alien or a regular normie. But if you're being sent to this beautiful, sprawling resort type place, how is that inhumane? It doesn't make any sense. They're saying these type of key words to, again, fool the American people into believing anything that's not true. And here's what I wanted to show you guys from NBC News. This was a tweet that they put out and have since deleted, but we always have receipts. Pepperidge Farms remembers. Check it out. Florida Governor DeSantis sending asylum seekers to Martha's Vineyard is like, quote, me taking my trash out and just driving to different areas where I live and just throwing my trash there, unquote. A founding member of a foundation which helps refugees says, and they added NBC Latino. So that's how they feel. The people that want to help the refugees, you guys are like garbage or trash. But when we say, hey, let's not have our southern border be inundated with illegal aliens, even me saying illegal aliens is a problem, but comparing these people to trash is not an issue for those who want to, quote unquote, help them. I think at a certain point, we got to figure out that these groups don't really want to help. As I close, they don't really want to help, like the NGOs and whatnot. They don't want to help. They want to profit off of these people. They see them as just numbers, as dollar signs, and they may see them as trash while trying to tell you, the American people, that they think differently. Oh, they be out there crying and carrying on and whatnot, but it's all an act to try and get money, to try and boost revenue, and to try and gain political power. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about Martha's Vineyard deporting these illegal aliens within 24 to 48 hours? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I stand. This is typical of the left. Do as I say, but never as I do. I am not surprised, and you should not be surprised either. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.